it to you in a minute. You want a proof?
Yes.
If you had not put us on the air, it would have been very difficult to recruit that first class. We recruited a class of about 70. We would probably, without the publicity that came out of this studio, we would probably have recruited a dozen. And I don't think we would have lasted the year. Universities can't support that kind of graduate program.
Here's why I don't agree with it.
Okay.
I think that you had too much drive, and you would have made it happen through another way. It was destined to be, and you were going to make it happen. It was not to be an unfulfilled obsession. It was not to be.
But I've had other obsessions, Charlie, that weren't achieved.
Okay, but I believe about this because this was an idea worth. This is an idea, you know, that had to happen.
As Victor Hugo said, nothing so powerful as an idea whose time has come.
And that was an idea whose time has come, exactly. I was thinking about quoting you, think you're much better at that than I am.
No.
But that is the idea, I realize. It's an idea whose time has come, and it was going to come, period. So the students come in. Give me what you teach there. Why was this unique and different, the three?
It is to this day. It is the only...
had three... Go ahead.
Pardon me? It is a 3-year MFA for actors, writers, and directors.
Master of Fine Arts?
Master of Fine Arts. We began by making the decision that we would train them together, side by side, for 3 years, actors, writers, and directors. It is the only school in the United States of America where the writers and the directors, in addition to the specialized training that they get from the first day, are trained as actors beside the actors, indistinguishable from the actors in our classes. Second, every teacher in that school is a life member of the Actors Studio. Third, they are trained in the Stanislavski system, which is, we think, an effective way to proceed not only as an actor but as a writer or director. In the 3rd year, I brought with me some of the things that I had intended to use as a lawyer, and that was the practicum year of a law school. The 3rd year of our school is a practicum year in which our actors, writers, and directors unite in a repertory season, an authentic repertory season, and the work that they've produced over the 3 years is presented to the public, to the university administration, and to the professional world.
It's a short piece, though, is it not?
These are we do we do many pieces. We do it for 12 to 15 weeks, and there are 5 performances each week, and each piece is 30 to 40 minutes, and we do 3 a night.
Here's what is interesting to me, because I believe this so strongly. I love actors. And I love the magic of the performance. What you say in this is that the actor is at the center. That is an essence of what comes out of this school. It's called the Actors Studio for a reason. We explained to the students in the brochure that they receive when they go on the Pace University website now to come to us. At the end of the day, at the end of the professional day, what's left in front of the camera's lens or on the stage? The actor. The actor, it has to embody at that point all of the skills and ambitions and talents of the writer, of the director, of the scenic designer, of the costume designers, of the makeup people. That's all that's left on that stage. And it makes no more sense for a writer to write a play without knowing, or a screenplay, without having any knowledge of what an actor does or how an actor does it, than it would make for a composer to write a symphony without knowing what an oboe can and cannot do, and every other instrument in the orchestra. So the first year they're trained side by side, and then they separate and they are given specialized training, extraordinary training in my opinion, and then when they unite in the 3rd year, in the practicum year, in the repertory season, they do some work that I think is unlike anything you would ever see in a university setting. Now, what is it, help me understand this idea. The thing that you dream is to have a graduate of the school come back as a guest on Inside the Actors Studio.
That's the one I want. When they say, what do you want? I say, when one of them has come to me, yeah. It takes a long time for an actor to develop.
It's 20 years. Why is that true?
Meisner said it.
I know Stanford Meisner said it, but doesn't make it true.
Well, he said it because he was smart.
Right.
Because it takes a long time to learn how to do it. Look, one of the difficulties, Robert Lewis, one of my three great teachers, Stella Adler, Harold Crumb,
This
and Robert
essentially
Lewis.
means there's no great actor under 40.
No, there are exceptions, and I can explain that too. But the thing is that people think, when they see a really brilliant performance, that it was easy. Why? Because it looks easy. It's walking and talking, and we all walk and talk. Bobby Lewis, one of my teachers, said that you're going to want to strangle people. They're going to come up to you and say, that was a great performance. You know, I could do that. And the better you are, the more often you'll hear that. And it takes years to acquire the concentration, the relaxation that Stanislavski taught, that we teach in the first year, all of the skills that go into that simple performance. Now, everybody doesn't get there the same way. Olivier didn't. There are many actors who don't. But Stanislavski, he addressed that. He said, I grant you that there are people who have such enormous talents, and they believe that any imposition of system of any kind will interfere with that magic for them. And they prefer to act by the grace of God. Said Stanislavski, that's fine on the nights when you act by the grace of God well. What about the nights when you act by the grace of God badly? Yes. And in that case, he said, you will probably need to join the rest of us of lesser talent who go and learn a technical system that will enable us always to cross a threshold of performance.
I invite you back because there's so much more I want to get to. I have the demands of time, which the stage and the theater has that.
Yes, sir.
And you'll have two opportunities to talk about this book. Inside's gotten lots of praise, as I said, not book jacket praise, but praise in terms of people who have read it, and it is clearly being praised as one of the best memoirs to come down the pike in a while. Sir David Frost is here. He helped set the template for what an interviewer should be. His 1977 conversation with former President Richard Nixon was the most watched news program in television history. Their discussion about Watergate was the closest Nixon ever got to an apology. Here is a part of what he said.
I let down my friends. I let down the country. I let down our system of government and the dreams of all those young people that ought to get into government but will think it's all too corrupt and the rest. Most of all, I let down an opportunity that I would have had for 2.5 more years to proceed on great projects and programs for building a lasting peace, which has been my dream, as you know, from our first interview in 1968, before I had any thought I might even win that year. I didn't tell you I didn't think I might win, but I wasn't sure. Yep, I let the American people down. And I have to carry that burden with me for the rest of my life. My political life is over. I will never yet, and never again, have an opportunity to serve in any official position.
Peter Morgan turned this interview into a hit play in London and in New York. It is now being made into a film. Sir David Frost has revised his book about the conversation with Nixon.